Yeah, I'm looking at a recent video of my model railway in my loft, and if anyone cares to see the original, riding in a rail car, exploring the action of my model railway, you can see that I use photographic Backscene, as it's just coming into focus now. That's been there for about 7 years now, and it's showing the signs of wear. The colours are fading, and one or two places the adhesive is showing through the actual picture, which is a shame. So I'm doing a fairly major thing now in recreating that back scene. And one of the things I'm going to do is turn all these single photos, which are stuck together one on top of the other, and where unfortunately you can see the joins. I'm going to make a big panoramic montage of about 20 feet of back scene and have it printed out on vinyl rather than card, which can buckle and twist and let things come through. So that's my current project now on my model railway, changing the back scene. And one of the first things I've done is the back scene in this far corner. As you can see there, if you go straight down the track before it goes off to the right, you can see there's a kind of an oranging of the colours, and I've completely replaced that back scene in that far corner. I do want to keep the back scene real photographs, and this is a photograph that I've recently taken, which is probably well suited to that location on the layout. And this is a photograph that I've printed out, and the next picture should be how it looks on the layout. And I'm quite pleased with the results of that picture in that little corner, all blended in very nicely. And of the 20 feet of photographic background that I have on the opposite corner of the layout, it looks as good as that. I should be more than pleased. But what I've had to do to produce this is get to understand how to make panoramic photographs. In other words, how to combine several photographs into one. And the next thing I'm going to show is how I've discovered that that's possible using Photo Gallery and Windows Movie Maker. What I've done, I've gone out to a local scene and taken a series of photographs, and I've laid them out here overlapping one another so that the whole scene is covered. And of course, once you've produced this, you obviously want to cut it down to the right height you want. These are A4 prints, but in fact the height of my back scene is limited to 6.5 inches because the rafters of the roof come down at that point. But how do you actually, well, here's on to the next section. Having made one series of photographic pictures, here's another group I've done looking over the Cleve Valley, and those are all joined together again. And in fact, by placing some suitable foreground material here, you don't see that join, or the fact that the clouds aren't continued in here. I think I've got a large tree over this on the layout, so these just blend in naturally. I've grouped together all the required photographs. In fact, this is just called Backscene Source. I haven't used all of these photographs in my back scenes, but a lot of them I have. All taken locally, all tried to be taken with similar skies, but as you see, some are with plain blue skies, some are with cloudy skies, and you've just got to select from these the ones you want to actually join together. And I ended up with the required photographs all stitched together so that this is one long panoramic view of Howell Bay. You can then edit the height. Obviously that's going to be your maximum height, and that's going to be the lowest height, so all of that can be cropped so that you're left with required height that you want for your back scene. So how did I go about using the computer to combine these photographs together? Right, this is a folder containing all the photographs used in my back scene. Let's get the pictures a bit larger, extra large icons. Right, now to make them into a panoramic long photograph, you find the ones that you want to combine together. This is one of the photographs you want to combine in the panoramic view, so you right click it, you open it with Photo Gallery. Right, you go to edit, there it is. You want to get them all, here we are. These are all the ones now open in Photo Gallery, and I need to put a tick like that in the corner of all the ones you needed for this group. So the rest of that group are down here. A tick in the corner, like that. You have to make sure you've got them all, or it won't combine because there'll be a gap. Now that's 4 photographs. Any more of that group? No, I believe that's it. So we've got 4 there of that group. Let's check up to the top, that one's still ticked. There's 5 in fact, right. Okay, you then go into Create, then Panorama, and you see a progress chart where it's stitching the photographs together. Then gives you a reference code number here, and you say okay, save, and there you have the finished panoramic view. And if you want to crop it, it's a case of selecting crop, extending these arms out to where you want them. Obviously you want to get rid of all the dark squares. Then you go crop, and there's the resultant photograph with no black areas. That's equivalent to about a 4-foot length of photographs on the back scene. This is another panoramic combination of my back scene. Becomes another of them. The one. And yet again another one. Okay, just closing that now. And having produced your panoramic photographs, what do you do then? You can't print them out with the conventional printer, because if you try and do that, all you get is the center of the panoramic view being printed out. And that's where you have to involve an outside company who is capable of printing them out in long lengths. And how that is achieved, I will try and cover in my next video. My little friend is still here to keep an eye on the railway when I'm not in the loft, so I know it's in safe hands. He doesn't get up to much mischief up here. Should I say pause?